Hello and welcome, Lens Legends, to another episode of the Portrait Profit Show, where we focus on the business side of photography, the real business challenges that professional photographers face every single day. I'm your host, Jim Landers, your guide on the business side. And it's my mission to uplift portrait photographers to make a great income doing what they love. If you're new here, let me tell you what we're all about. This is where we cut through the noise and get straight to what actually helps you build a sustainable, profitable photography business. Each week on the Portrait Profit Show, you'll be getting tips and systems on the business side of photography. They're designed to help you gain a mastery over marketing and sales, reducing the struggles that most photographers face so you can finally get what you deserve. This show is for photographers who feel they've got something to learn on the business side. So if that's you, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Portrait Profit Show. The Portrait Profit Show is brought to you by Digital Pro Lab and Landers Photography School. And for Digital Pro Lab, Amanda and her amazing, wonderful team, she's put together some of the best people in who she could possibly get, because these are people who love what they do. They're not just there for a paycheck. They actually enjoy what it is that they're doing. They enjoy helping you. And the byproduct, the side effect, the default is that you look like a hero to your clients. I mean, I know some photographers don't print or have never printed. Maybe they want to, but man, if you want to make it easy and make you look like you've been doing this a long time, like you are experienced and you know what you're doing, oh man, digitalprolab.com is the place to go. Digitalprolab.com. And for Landers Photography School, so two sponsors of this show, this is my company. I've been teaching photography since, well, a long time. and I help people on both the photography side as well as the business side. And so I do spend more of my time now on the business side because I love helping photographers do what it is that they want to do. And so I encourage you to reach out to me. And one easy way to do that would be by just taking advantage of this free private session. Something else that I do for free. This show that I'm doing right now is not charging anything for, and this right here that you see on the screen right now. So just take advantage of that URL on the screen right now, calendly.com forward slash photo school forward slash 15 MIN. That takes you to my calendar so you can find a time that works best for you. So I want to encourage you to make comments and ask questions throughout today's presentation. And I want you to go to the comment section right now and enter in hashtag live. Hashtag live. So I know that you're watching us live on either Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn, or YouTube. We're simulcast to 8 different places. And some of those will tell me that you're there. Others of them, I'll be going to it afterwards and I'll find out. But for those of you who are watching the replay, enter in hashtag replay, letting me know that you're watching the replay. I also would appreciate it if you click the share button, letting other people know that this exists. That is how other people find out. So if you're trying to keep it a best kept secret, well, then don't click the share button. But if you're okay with other people knowing about the show, well, let other people know about the show. Click that share button. You know, sometimes clients just seem to vanish. 1 minute, they're excited, praising you and what you might be able to do for them. They're asking about pricing, they're checking their calendar, then poof, they disappear quicker than a magician's rabbit. No response to your messages. No thanks, but no thanks. None, nothing, just gone. The worst part, you don't have a clue where they went. Did they book with someone else? Did they decide they didn't need a professional photographer or professional portraits after all? Did they fall into an alternate dimension where only selfies exist? You don't even know if it was maybe your prices weren't within their budget because you've got nothing. They just disappear. Has it kept you up at night trying to figure out why this kind of things happens? This ghosting? Because here's the thing, your competition isn't just the photographer down the street or that new photographer who's charging half your rates. No, no, no. It's so much more and sneakier than that. Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on where those lost clients are really going. Kind of like that sock that didn't seem to make it out of the dryer. Yeah. In the photography world, that's potential clients, prospects that just disappeared. And just to be clear, it isn't just other photographers who are getting them. It's several different things, some of which never crossed your mind. So let's rip off the mask of these invisible competitors and make sure they never steal your clients again. Because by the end of today's show, you're going to know exactly who these invisible competitors are. Knowing who they are is going to help you compete against them. You're going to know why they're secretly stealing your clients from right underneath your nose. You're going to know the specific strategies you can use to attract those who are considering alternatives to professional photographers and those who reached out to you. You're going to find out how to stop ghosting and other forms of clients slipping through the cracks, and how to position your business so that these competitors become irrelevant. Are you ready to unmask these invisible competitors? If you are, do me a favor, go over to the comments section and enter in "Let's do this." Let's do this in the comments. And if you haven't already, enter in hashtag live, letting me know you're here watching live. Chapter 1. Picture this. You're losing clients, but you can't figure out why. Your work is stellar, your service is impeccable. You reached out to them in a timely manner when they reached out. You responded in a timely manner when they reached out to you. And your local competition, well, it hasn't really changed, not that much anyway. So, what's the deal? Here's a truth bomb. Some of your biggest competitors aren't other portrait photographers. They're not even photographers at all. They're invisible forces that are secretly stealing your clients from right underneath your nose. Your biggest competitors might not even consider themselves photographers. While you're waiting for a prospect to respond, Karen from accounting is becoming the office go-to for LinkedIn headshots with her iPhone 15 Pro Max. No offense to Karen, I'm sure she makes a mean spreadsheet. But let's break down those invisible competitors that are chipping away at your business. For instance, the cell phone photographers. They think their phone is good enough, but good enough is the enemy of great. I mean, practically everyone's walking around with a fantastic camera in their pocket. And don't get me wrong, cell phone cameras are impressive. But you know what they say, having a pan does not make you a chef. But the problem is that prospects don't tell you they've decided to use their phone instead of you. They just stop responding to you. Ghosted. How about the DIY enthusiasts? These are folks who watched 3 YouTube tutorials and decided they're ready to shoot their sister's best friend's wedding. They are armed with entry-level cameras, auto mode, and the confidence of a toddler in a Superman cape. Bless their hearts. But if they reached out to you and then found a how-to video, your messages stop getting responses. How about the my nephew has a camera club? Every family has one. That relative who got a DSLR for Christmas or a mirrorless camera for Christmas and is now the designated family photographer. Free sessions and the warm, fuzzy feeling of family obligation. Well, you don't even get a chance to compete because when Aunt Susan mentions her son's new camera, poof, there goes that prospect. Oh, and how about the AI alternative? Now we've got artificial intelligence creating pretty amazing headshots that look real. Now, go back a few months, a year, you could you could pretty much tell. But now, guys, if you think you can tell, you're not looking at the latest stuff. But here's the thing. AI can't laugh with your clients. AI can't make a crying toddler smile or press the shutter release at the exact moment grandma sees her first great grandchild. But when it comes to headshots, when prospects discover these tools, they often vanish, thinking they found a modern solution that takes out the middleman. And just in case you didn't know, that's you. You become the middleman in that instance. So let's talk about why this matters. The biggest threat to your business isn't the competition, it's being forgotten. People have a million things going on in their life. You may have done a great job presenting your service. They may have seemed very excited and ready to go, but they've got a million things going on in their life. And you might have been at the top of it for moments, but you don't stay there long. The next one is those who otherwise could have been prospects, but they are thinking, why would I pay for this when I can do it myself? The moment photography becomes a DIY task instead of a valued service, we lose. The whole profession does. It's like fine dining versus fast food. If you just want to fill your stomach, buy a burger. But if you want an unforgettable experience, the kind you'll talk about for years, get a reservation at a five-star restaurant. Your job as a portrait photographer is to make sure your prospects see you as the five-star experience. Make sure to click that like button if you're hearing something that you like. And if you haven't already, enter in hashtag live. Hashtag live. Chapter 2. So, how do you stay in business when those who may have been prospects at one time think that they are a photographer? Well, here's a strategy. Number one, I've got a couple of them. Own your expertise. Own it. Here's one way: stop apologizing for your prices. It's not images that you sell, it's emotions that you're selling first. The joy of seeing the family that you're working with, their love that's captured forever. The confidence boost when you see yourself looking amazing. The tears in grandma's eyes when she sees her grandkids in print. The pride of displaying your family story on the walls. And secondarily, you're also selling years of experience and technical mastery, the ability to make anyone look their best, problem solving skills that would make MacGyver jealous. And I hope you get that analogy. A stress free premium experience. So the next time someone says, why is it so expensive? I could do this myself. Smile and say, you absolutely could. But just like you could cut your own hair, but I bet there's a reason why you don't. Your ideal client will understand that skill, experience, and results matter. Your confidence in your pricing reassures them that you're worth it. The second, create experiences worth talking about. I call them share worthy experiences or wow moments. Your client should feel like they're getting the red carpet treatment at every step of the creative process. What makes people choose you over a free or a cheaper option? Well, it's the experience and the fact that they like you. It's how you make them feel. From the first email to the final delivery, your process should make them say, wow. During a personal consultation that makes them feel heard, where they share their hopes and dreams for their ideal life, that you may incorporate that into their customized images. About styling guidance that makes them feel confident, transforming that anxiety that they may have been feeling into excitement. How about a session experience that feels more like fun than a formality? How about the touches that make them feel valued? Handwritten thank you notes, anyone? The third thing, client education. Show, don't tell. Clients don't know what they don't know. You don't know what you don't know. But there's a lot of things about the photography business that you really should be sharing with your client. It's your job to show them what goes into your work so they understand the difference between a quick cell phone snapshot and an entire creative process that results in professionally crafted portraits. Maybe you could share some behind the scenes content, such as the preparation that goes into each session, the equipment and expertise that's required to do what you do, the post processing magic that you go through, the archival quality of your products. One of the things that I share or teach or suggest to my students is that they create client education videos. In this instance, I'm talking about process videos. These could be available on your website, your socials, and emails to prospects as needed. Don't send them every time, just as needed. So that prospects see why hiring you is completely different than uh, doing it yourself, hiring a family member or someone, a coworker, or AI alternatives. I want to make sure you understand this. You're not just competing with other photographers. You're competing with the idea that professional photography isn't necessary. Your responsibility is to prove otherwise. And it's not hard. But if you can't do it, it's just an indicator that you have some room to grow. That's all it is. The secret weapon is you. Here's another truth bomb. None of your competitors can be you. They cannot create the emotional connection that you do. They cannot bring your eye, your experience, your personality, or your unique way of connecting with clients. Things like making a shy child light up with genuine laughter, helping an insecure teen feel like a supermodel, capturing the look between parents, admiring their children, creating an environment where real moments just happen naturally. All that, that's your superpower. If this is resonating with you today, will you write yes? in the comments. Just yes. Just let me know that this is resonating with you today. And if you need any help with any of these things that I'm talking about today, my private coaching sessions can help you choose and implement the right tools for your business. So get started and with a quick lesson. Let me put that up on the screen again. Well, I thought I had it, Andy. It is. Well, I must have moved it, but I have another copy. Let's see. There it is. Calendly.com/photo school/15 MIN. If you go to that, that's my calendar, and you can put yourself on my calendar, and we can talk about what you're going through right now, what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish, and help you with that. And if we choose to go further, great. If that's all that we need, great. Because the goal is just help. That's it. And having fun doing it. Chapter 3. I'm going to move that. The photography landscape, it's changing faster than a toddler's mood during a photography session. But here's the good news. While everyone else is racing to the bottom with cheaper prices, you can build a sustainable business by creating emotional connections, building relationships, listening to the stories behind their session requests, helping them envision how they'll feel when they see their photographs. Show them how photographs become family treasures. Another one is delivering an experience that can't be replicated. So this would be turning photography sessions into memory-making events, making even camera-shy people feel comfortable, creating moments that become stories that families love to tell, designing a process that feels special from start to finish, well, and beyond. A third one would be focusing on lasting impact. So this would be showing how professional photographs become family heirlooms, creating products that spark emotion every time they're seen, helping clients understand the value of preserving today's moments, and demonstrating how quality lasts generations. Several different things that you can share, you can tell, but more that you're uh, you're, you're storytelling. You're allowing them to see what it is that you see every day. And if you don't have that clearly in your mind, take some time to write it down. Become clear in your mind, because if you can't explain why you're different than the other photographers, then how are they going to see the difference? You're not just in a photography business, you're in the business of telling stories that matter, capturing connections, and preserving emotions. Let's talk about your action plan. These are real changes that keep prospects from disappearing. The first thing I want you to do is review your current client experience from the very first contact, whatever that is, and it may come in multiple forms, to the final delivery, whatever that is. For some, it's sending them digital files online. For others, they're putting it on a USB drive. Everybody does it differently, and there isn't one right way. You do what you feel is best for you and your target market. If your target market appreciates prints on the wall, well, that's where you might end it, with prints on the wall. Um, that would be considered full service if you're doing the installation of those prints. But whatever it is that is what you are doing for your ideal client, review that entire client experience and think about where you can add value. For example, review your first impression. This would be someone sent you an email and you're responding to it. That would be the first impression. Your website, where they're not even talking to you yet. So, does your website showcase emotional moments? Because that's what you're selling. Do your inquiry responses connect with their feelings? Are you sharing the stories behind your photographs? Have you made it easy for prospects to their own experience with you? Could also build emotional proof. In this for this, you would collect and share client reaction videos. And yeah, you are creating videos. Videos help sell portrait work. They do. It's a great tool. Maybe you display before and during and after stories of working with your clients. You're showing real moments from behind the scenes. Share testimonials that focus on feelings and experiences. A third one would be creating connection points and content that educates your ideal client. You could design a welcome guide that speaks to their hopes. Deliver a questionnaire that uncovers their why. Why they want to do this. Why now? Why is it important? Focus on touch points that make prospects feel special. Build relationships and partnerships with businesses who share similar values and who target your same market. Maybe that's wedding planners, realtors, car dealers, restaurant owners, florists. There's a long list that could be ideal for you. By the way, I can help you narrow that down and focus and what to say to them once you do. But focus on the aspects of your service that cell phones and AI aren't able to replicate because you don't want to be part of that crowd. And a lot of photographers haven't figured that out yet. Just go to their websites, you can tell. We're almost done with the lesson. I want to then I'm going to show I'm going to share with you a something that I call the photographer's ghost busting checklist. And so, what things you need to do in order to reduce the potential for ghosting. But for right now, I want you to take a moment and put in the comments a takeaway from today's lesson. Something that got your attention, something that you believe in, or maybe a story that you can tell. I want you to take a moment to do this. Now, if you don't want to do that, well, then you can just take a moment to share appreciation. It could be as simple as, "Thanks, Jim." Or thanks Landers Photography School and Digital Pro Lab, the sponsors of the show. Yeah, whatever. I just want you to take a moment and put something in the comments right now. Yes, technology keeps advancing. Yes, everyone has a camera in their pocket, but there will always be people who value the emotions, experiences, and expertise that you provide. Your role is to position yourself where these ideal clients are just going to find you, then serve them extraordinarily well so that they'd never even think of ghosting you or choosing some alternative. A professional portrait photographer captures a family's love, an individual's personality, and is able to convey emotional connections. And that's something that brings tears of joy right away and keeps them coming for generations. You're not just making images, you're creating art with emotional connection, preserving memories and enhancing legacies one client at a time. So now's the time to position yourself as the clear choice for those who value what only you can provide. When you do this right, prospects don't disappear because they are too eager to work with you. Let's talk about this Ghostbuster checklist. This is your guide to stopping client disappearances before they happen. Let me tell you why I created the checklist. Because clients aren't only choosing between different photographers, they're also choosing whether to hire one at all. This checklist gives you a strategic edge against the invisible competitors stealing your clients. Cell phones, DIY attempts, do it yourself attempts, and the growing belief that professional photography is unnecessary. Each item helps you demonstrate and deliver value that the professional alternatives simply can't match, and keeps your prospects from ghosting you. I want you to remember this. You're not only competing with other photographers, you're also competing against the idea that professional photography isn't necessary. Every item on this checklist serves to make your value undeniable and keeps prospects from disappearing before they even have an opportunity to book. Let me share with you a couple of the highlights of it. By the way, if you want this checklist, send me an email, jim@landersphotoschool.com, jim@landersphotoschool.com. I'm going to send it to you, and I'm not going to charge you anything for it. I am going to make you send me an email, though, so I have your email address to send it back to. That's all I'm asking for. I would like for you to hit the share button, letting other people know about the show. But all you have to do is send me an email, jim@landersphotoschool.com. By the way, if I haven't responded within a day, try again. It probably got caught somewhere, who knows where. But if I haven't responded within a day, I didn't get it. In fact, I want you to think that way with your prospects. If they don't respond within a normal period of time, and you define what that is, because your target market may be different. But if they don't respond within a normal period of time, assume that they never received it and try again. Or maybe you have other contact information, other ways of contacting them. Maybe you know their Instagram or their Facebook and you can message them. There's usually more than one way to reach somebody. Maybe a little research is involved and necessary to make that happen, but it's possible. Let me go over a couple of highlights of this. I'll go over some of the sections. I might touch on some other things, but you start with things that are going to get you quick wins, and I have 5 of them listed here. So this would be auditing your response times. How long does it take you to respond? It needs to be part of your policy, part of your procedures. Create your value statement, film a quick behind the scenes video, set up a client success stories folder, review and update your inquiry response template. Those are the 5 areas to focus on, well, starting with the quick win, but then choosing one item from each of the sections. There's several sections in this that you can implement this month. Track which strategies resonate most with your specific market and adjust and personalize based on your business model. Some important things to note is I believe you should customize each item for your specific market and brand. Track which strategies result in actual bookings, not delays. Update your approach based on what works for your ideal clients. If you haven't defined who your ideal client is, define who your ideal client is. This is just, if you could blink and have just the perfect person, who would it be? Who are they? What do they do? What things do they buy? Where do they hang out? How do they treat others? What are their values? Share your success and challenges with others. A pro tip is review the checklist quarterly so that you can update based on client feedback and maybe market changes. Using this checklist, if you choose to get this checklist, I want you to understand, don't even bother trying to do everything at once. There's a lot here. It's not possible to do it in a short period of time, but don't even try. This is a resource, not a day one to-do list. Start with the quick win actions, then choose one item from each section that aligns with your biggest current challenge. And then mark each item as not started, in progress, implemented, and maybe mastered. Something that shows that you are improving on it. And review your progress regularly, monthly, I'd say. Now, these sections will be things like the initial inquiry management. This is because first impressions matter. So you want to convert prospect inquiries into consultations, and of course, consultations into bookings. So you're going to set up a rapid response system. I'd say respond within 2 hours if you can. And if for some reason you are unable to, I would say have autoresponders respond immediately for you. And you can set those up relatively easy, and create inquiry response templates so that when you do respond, you're not recreating the wheel every single time. And create initial connection content to support your responses. Clearly, that's going to take some time because it will include things like video or stories that you collect over time. And you're going to create clear next steps. What is it that you want them to do? CTA, call to action. I know you've heard of that. There's connection power moves that you could do. There are creative share-worthy experiences that you are going to want to share. And maybe you want to create a pre-session guidance packet or a planning questionnaire that you can send to them. But anyway, either way, clear communication timelines with all the touch points mapped out. So you're clear on what you're doing, and it's easy to tell if you have skipped something. And you're going to want to design your signature experience, map out all client touch points, such as the initial inquiry, that first impression I mentioned earlier, pre-consultation communication, the consultation itself, the stuff that happens before the session, that the session itself, the image reveal, the product delivery, whatever your steps are. I'm just throwing out what steps could be. And then adding wow moments to each and every one of those touch points. You want them sharing what it is you do. Well, give them a reason to. Don't hope that they will. Do something that just causes it naturally. By the way, your ideal client will be wowed. They'll be impressed. Someone who's not your ideal client, they're not going to be. So who cares that there are some people who won't react to your wow moments? So what? The ones who matter, your ideal clients, are going to. They're going to share it with friends. They're going to put it on their Facebook posts, their Instagram posts. They're going to do that. Create anticipation building elements, design shareable moments. You're going to add in premium service differentiators, a follow up plan, what your digital presence, your online presence is going to be, your pricing. These are prices or strategies really to handle price objections before they even have an opportunity to arise. Your product differentiation strategy, and different specific adaptations, because a lot of photographers do more than one niche. So maybe you're doing family portraits, so that means you want to emphasize the difficulty of getting everyone looking good, simultaneously the showcasing how you handle, let's call them energetic children, demonstrating your location scouting expertise if that's what you do, sharing stories of preserving family heritage. Maybe that's what whatever it is you do for your family portraits. Newborns, you're highlighting safety training experience, classes that you've taken, or senior portraits where you show how you create unique personality driven sessions, highlighting your understanding of current trends. You're demonstrating lighting expertise and various for various skin tones. You're demonstrating proper posing for confidence. Business headshots, you're doing those similar things. So there's different things that you would do just depending on the genre or genres of photography that you do. By the way, I'm going through this fast because it's way too much information. So that's why it's in a handout form. All of these sessions have handouts available. I usually charge just $10 for them, but I'm going to give you this one. You just have to send me an email, Jim at landersphotoschool.com. And there's no way you can keep up with taking notes if as quickly as I'm talking about this section. Plus, I'm skipping past parts that aren't quick. I think you should do a strategy tracking system where you're keeping. It could be just simple logs of which strategies did you implement, when did you implement them, client feedback that you received, the booking rate and the change that has occurred based on your changes, specific challenges or successes that you've experienced. So you're going to want to track certain things so that you can just eventually do this on autopilot. It just becomes as easy as driving. And so, when you started off driving, you had to think about I'm making a left turn, so I have to use the turn signal. I've got to do this and that, and I got to pay attention to the people on the road. Now you just do it. You're not even thinking about it. Yeah, you'll get to where your photography business runs like that if you're following the things that I'm sharing. Remember, you're not only competing with other photographers, you're also competing with the idea that professional photography isn't necessary in some instances. Every item in that we've talked about today, every item in this checklist that I'm going to share with you, if you ask for it, that serve to make your value undeniable and keeps your prospects from disappearing. That's the purpose. So I hope you have enjoyed the different things that cause your clients to become invisible, to disappear because of your invisible competition. But now I want to share with you the upcoming shows. As you know, the Portrait Profit Show comes to you every single Monday. And and I want to share with you the upcoming shows. In 1 week from today, we have a panel discussion. Now, all of our shows are at noon on Mondays, with one exception, and this is the exception. On the second Monday of each month, we move the time to 6:30 in the evening, and that's just so that it's easier for me to get the panelists for the show. It's hard to get them to come in at noon. So I do that during I move that show to the evening so that I can make sure I've got panelists for the show. So 1 week from today, 6:30, and that is the let me put that on the screen. February 10th at 6:30. And then 1 week after that, this might be fun. This one is the Anti-Salespersons Club. There we go. And let me tell you about this one as soon as it comes up. You know, photographers who hate sales, let's unite. The Anti-Salesperson Club has started, except there's a small problem. You aren't qualified to join. You're an artist, a creative who wants others to enjoy their work. Because of that, you're already a salesperson. I want to give you a warning for this particular episode. This show, this episode of the show may cause an unexpected burst of business confidence and the strange urge to stop being the best kept secret in town. Put it on your calendar. That was February 17th at noon. Then 1 week after that, ah, this is a funny name, Friends with Benefits. February 24th at noon. What to say when friends and family ask for a discount. We all face that awkward moment when friends or family ask for a special deal. So join us as we explore how to handle these requests while elevating both relationships and profits. Plus, discover ways to use this as an opportunity to grow your business. Make sure you're adding these free lessons to your calendar right now. You don't want to forget. I want to thank you, Lens Legends. And I ask that you please like and share and join us next week at 6:30 for another Portrait Profits live stream. Today's lesson wasn't just some grouping of ideas. You got some signs on your roadmap to stronger client connections and a more fulfilling career that leads to your ideal life. Remember, you're not just a photographer. You're someone who is uh, elevating, who is empowering, who is capturing emotions. That is actually your product, emotion. I sure do appreciate you guys being here today. I appreciate you taking your time out of whatever thing that was important and showing up here because this is, at least it has the potential to be beneficial to your goals, to your business, to your life. So, for Landers Photography School and Digital Pro Lab, my name is Jim Landers, the host of the Portrait Profit Show, where we ignite passion and transform business. Until next week, Lens Legends, keep creating those powerful emotional connections that transform both yours and your clients' lives. I look forward to watching you grow. Bye for now.